Hey, all, Kate here from the Emerald Minecart. Welcome back to another review, and today I'm doing a review of a whole new series. This one being the series Metal CardBot, specifically Metal CardBot Season 1. So, recently, or semi-recently, or specifically last year, the company Agabus, which is a company that runs BotCon, and also has a website where you can get official and third-party Transformer toys, which, keep in mind, I'm not being paid to say any of this. They recently got the rights to bring the Metal CardBot toys to America. Now, I heard all of this through the YouTuber known as Dumb Jake through their series called Transformers Are Not Transformers, and they talked about Metal CardBot. And the more I saw about this, the more it looked really interesting. I quite like it, and, I personally believe that Transformers does need a form of competition, and I do believe that Metal CardBot is that competition. Yeah, the toys, from what I've seen, look pretty good, and also another thing to keep in mind that some of the characters' names have been changed. For example, the main one, Blue Cop, his name has been changed. From some sources I hear it's like to not sound generic, but other sources say, oh, because of the negative view people have on police or stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not really going to get into that in this review. But yeah, today I'm reviewing episode 1, which, before I continue on, if you want to see my reaction to episode 1, go down to my Patreon and you'll be able to see it there. Well, obviously you have to pay for one of the 3 tiers if you want to see it, but, that's not the point. Anyways, the pros, the cons, and mids. First off is the pros. Starting off is the animation itself. Now, to explain the style, it's like a 3D anime, and when I say 3D anime, I'm not saying like, oh, it's cel-shaded. I literally mean it's like anime, but like 3D, and if I'm explaining it bad, I'm sorry. But yeah, the animation is honestly pretty good. I especially like the animation with our metal card bots because for what I say, like most of the metal card bots turn into cars, and the way they move is kind of like the same way that the cars in Disney Pixar's Cars move as well. And I really like that, which I will talk about the metal card bots when I get to them. But yeah, animation overall is pretty good. Next up, we have our main character, Jun. So, Jun is a child who has blue hair, which, if you watch my reaction, you'll hear me make a Dan TDM joke. But besides that, yeah, Jun is our main character, and he is the chosen one, aka he is the one who gets to have his hands on the Metal Breath, which is this device that lets him have control over the metal card bots, which, yeah, it's called the Metal Breath. Again, I'll get into that when I get to it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. Jun is our main character. We also, get to see that, he's not really treated that well by his other classmates, because, especially when he says, oh, I saw a car that turned into a giant robot, and most of them think that, oh, you're just making up lies and stuff like that. But then we get to seemingly his only friend, Theo. Now, Theo is one of those characters who, no matter what outrageous stuff the main character says, they will always believe it, because later on, Theo comes up and is like, hey, I believe that you saw the giant robot. And yeah, we could just tell that, no matter what, Theo is, seemingly will always be Jun's friend. Now, keep in mind, there is another character that could be considered Jun's friend, but I'll get to that later. But yeah, again, we don't get to know that much about Theo or Jun in this episode, but we're mostly just introduced them and given a few basics. So, yeah. Then next up, I'm putting these 2 characters in the same category, or not category, the same listing, Barnes and Ravi. These are his bullies. Barnes is this bigger dude with blonde hair, while Ravi reminds me of Smokey B. Which, come on, it's a person with green hair and a black face mask. It's literally just Smokey B, but male. But yeah, these are basically the 2 bullies who bully Jun. Obviously, that's how bullies usually work. But yeah, it's obvious that like they're eventually going to be on his side, and hey, maybe might even have their own metal card bots. But yeah, obviously they're the first two that are like, "Oh, Jun, you are lying," and then when they see Blue Cop come out for the first time, they're like all surprised and stuff, and like Barnes is like, "Okay, Ravi, we need to say that none of this happened, or else I'm going to leave you," or something like that. But yeah, I kind of liked it too, especially since when they were harassing Jun's love interest, like Jun pretends that like he stepped in dog poop, and he like shoves his foot near the two, and they're all grossed out and like, oh god, and then like they realize, oh wait, he didn't step in poop. We fell for a trick, and they just chase after him. It's really funny. Next up is the character Edo. Edo is what seems to be, or who seems to be, Jun's father, and is also the owner of a scrapyard that Jun is at when he first meets Blue Cop and the other metal card bot that are introduced in this episode. So yeah, again, just like with Theo and Jun, we don't really get to learn a whole lot about him besides the fact that he is Jun's father and really cares about him, which, is nice. Now we get to the middle card bots. First off is Blue Cop. Blue Cop is, well, surprisingly, a police car. I know, how surprising. But yeah, his vehicle form is a police car. Honestly, it looks really cool, and something you will notice for like the vehicle forms of the metal card bots is that their like or like their windshields or visors have these Kamarzet styled eyes, which honestly I quite like, and like the way they're animated, they move like the cars in Disney Pixar's Cars. So yeah, I really like Blue Cop's look, both his vehicle form and mecha form look really nice. Which, keep in mind, again, his American Toy release will have his name changed for the reasons I mentioned earlier. Next up, we have Mega Trucker. Now, not a lot can be shared about Mega Trucker since, well, first of all, he doesn't have as much screen time as Blue Cop, but Mega Trucker is, well, a dump truck, and his mecha form, like, he has, like, a football helmet for a head, and honestly, his design's pretty cool, and I can't wait to see more of him in episode 2. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say about him, because again, he doesn't really do that much besides run away from Blue Cop and fight him. So, yeah. Next up is learning why the metal card bots are here. So we actually discovered that the metal card bots are from a different planet that was destroyed, and all the metal card bots are essentially refugees on Earth. So yeah, it's quite interesting. It's kind of, I guess you could say it's kind of similar to Transformers, where it's like, oh, the Transformers come from a different planet, but the only difference is Cybertron. It's still intact, but obviously it's not like completely there, but it's at least somewhat intact. And then finally, we have the device that Jun has to have like a control over the metal card bots, which is called the Metal Breath. Do I know why it's called the Metal Breath? No, I don't. Honestly, the name Metal Breath is kind of weird, but hey, I won't judge. I won't judge. But yeah, the Metal Breath honestly looks pretty dope. I especially like the green center, like the green glass center circle that's the center. I know, riveting commentary. I know. But yeah, honestly, Melbreath looks pretty good. I quite like it. And yeah, that was it for my pros. Now for my cons. I don't have any cons. And now for my mates. The music was just alright. Then there was the character Wella, who is with Barnes and Ravi. Again, like, unlike Barnes and Ravi and Seal and Jun and Edo, we don't get to know that much about Wella besides the fact that, oh, she's mean, and that's about it. And then finally, Jun's love interest, Anna. We also already know that, okay, we don't get to know that much, but what we get to know is that she is Jun's love interest, and that's about it. So, yeah. But yeah, That was my review of episode 1 of season 1 of Metal CardBot. Honestly, pretty good starter episode. And while yes, there were like some characters that were introduced where it's like we don't get a lot to know about, obviously there'll be more fleshed out as the episodes go on. So yeah, I give this episode 6 out of 7 stars. Tomorrow I'll be doing my review of the second episode, because what I'm going to do is every day I will do a reaction to each episode. There are currently 26, there are 26 episodes in season 1, so currently there are 25. So yeah, every day there will be a reaction and a review to a Metal CardBot episode. So yeah, I'll be getting up to season 3, which is the current ongoing season to my knowledge. But yeah. So, anyways, that was it for this. Sorry, I swear I know how to English. But yeah, that was it for this review. Make sure you all subscribe and like for more, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, home guards, and goodbye!